Now, a new bill which gives New Zealand security and intelligence agencies more power to spy on Kiwis has been introduced to Parliament. The PM says under the new law, the GCSB will be able to spy on Kiwis. My question is, around the panel, is that okay? Stuart Nash.
Look, in the 21st century, we've got to strike a balance between protecting Kiwis' rights.
So that's a yes.
No. Protecting Kiwis' rights and making sure we have the intelligence to avert any sort of terrorist attack.
So you support this bill?
Well, what Labor has said is we'll support this as a select committee, and the reason we've said that is this is the sort of bill where good, hard-working Kiwis need a chance to have their say, and the select committee process is brilliant for that. So if you have problems with this bill or you love it, submit to the select committee.
Will it keep us safer?
Well, let's hope. That's the aim of it.
All right. You support it, of course. What do you make of this bill?
Well, the thing is, Wallace, is that if it threatens the security and safety of our country, absolutely. And here's the thing that's really important here. We need to ask this question. We know we don't live in a perfect world. We know that there are things and people that are out there that actually want to do bad things to good people. So why shouldn't we ensure that we've got the right data, the right information? Because at the end of the day, what happened over in Australia and Sydney, hang on, and everyone said it wouldn't happen, and it did, just across the Tasman, our neighbours, all of a sudden everyone was silent and everyone was quiet because we realised bad things happen to good people.
But is it worth it? People watching around the country have not known, Taumarunu, Rotorua, ordinary New Zealanders, Alfred.
Yep.
They're not safe anymore. Under this new bill, you can get their metadata,
hang on.
You can spy on them.
No, hang on. You've got to look at the bill, right? You just use the word spying, and everyone sort of conjures up all these images of Maxwell Smart and other people trying to do things to look in on other people. What this bill does is this. Where it is believed that there is a threat and a danger to the national security of our country, your families, your communities, then why shouldn't we ensure
so what sort of
that
threat?
we have the right information?
What sort of threat? Give us an example.
ISIL, for instance. We talk about ISIL. No, you talk about... Let's talk about ISIL. We identified, okay, the GCSB identified there were at least 10 people who had a commitment to the values of ISIL. And do you think that's right?
And journalists who question the country? What about that? Spying on journalists who question the country? Or people who are protesting mining or forestry?
But let's talk about the principle.
All right, let's go to Catherine.
Hello.
You've got insight. You've got unique insight into this. Tell us.
I have indeed. When I was 15 years old, the SAS spied on me because I was a student activist who'd done nothing to break the law. I've seen my file. These people are incompetent as well as dangerous, and this bill would extend their powers. It's an erosion of human rights. It will not stop terrorism. You don't stop terrorism by making countries more draconian.
Why were you
with their
spied
spy
on?
laws.
Why were you spied on?
Oh, because my dad was a bit of a political animal on the left, and my uncle was the Solicitor General on the other side of the family, and it was seen as a risk. There was no risk. These people have a paranoid mindset, and we do not need a bill that increases these risks. If you want to stop people becoming committed to
Catherine, look at the world around you. What's happening around us every single day?
It's wrong to radicalise them by spying.
Would you say that in France and in Paris? Would you say that in London?
Yes,
of course you wouldn't. Would you say that in Syria? Would you say that in Afghanistan and Pakistan? You would not say those things.
You'll stop spying when you get your government out of the wars in the Middle East and start supporting people, that migrants that come here to participate, whatever their culture. That's how you stop the radicalisation of alienated young people. It's common sense.
All right. Do you understand what Catherine's saying here?
No, I don't.
Do you hear?
That's the problem.
Why not? Why not?
Look, in an ideal world...
You've got this massive net, and ordinary New Zealanders will be amongst that, Stuart.
In an ideal world, Wallace, we all love each other, we all get on well, and no one wants to do anyone harm. The bottom line is we don't live in an ideal world, so let's use 21st century technology to keep New Zealanders safe.
This is a total infringement.
It's not a total infringement. There has got to be probable cause before anyone can start spying in the first place. This is about Kiwis. This is about keeping Kiwis safe. No, it's not about spying on Kiwis and infringing their rights.
All right. Let's go to Hayley, and we'll come back to you guys.
Now, we know that the government loves the line, if you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to worry about. Do you believe that?
Well, I've got nothing to hide, but I don't want the government spying on me either, because I don't think it's any of their business, and quite frankly, I don't actually think they would know what to do with the information if they got it anyway.
What if someone, say your next-door neighbour, was a danger to New Zealand? What if they were a terrorist? Would you want them to be spied on?
If there was proof that they were a danger to New Zealand, but none of my next door neighbours are terrorists, and I don't think anyone in kind of 2 or 3 square miles is a terrorist, and probably not in the lower North Island. So I don't actually think it's an issue here.
I mean, do you think we've even got any terrorists down here? What on earth would they be doing at the bottom of the world?
Having a holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're having a holiday from their problems like we all like to. Anyone support this bill around here? Yes? I heard a yes. Over. Behind me. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, this way. Here we go. Someone who supports the bill, stand up. I've spoken to you before. You also like Donald Trump, so this is going to be interesting.
I think my opinion on this is people don't actually realise we are a target for terrorism. ISIS released a video, I think it was September last year, in which we were directly targeted. They said our names, and this attitude of, oh, we're not at risk, nothing's going to happen.
Do you think New Zealanders will jump on board and decide to join ISIS?
I don't necessarily think people who are born here and have lived in our culture, but ISIS are actually master manipulators of people. They understand how to recruit, they understand how to kind of adapt people into their way of life. So it's not unlikely that they'll be sending people through, you know, even general immigrants or through the refugee system. They've done it.
When does it stop? It's the communists, you've got ISIS. I mean, who next? Who next are we going to be scared of?
I think communism and Islamic terrorism are kind of not equatable, considering that ISIS don't...
I didn't really mean that, you
Well,
know.
I know you didn't. But I think that the concern... I personally don't... I'd like to see warrants added to the bill, so I'd like to see that you have to have a warrant before you can spy on someone. But I also want to make sure that we are keeping our people safe from Islamic terrorism by catching people before they do anything.
Keep our people safe, Wallace.
All right, look, we're running out of time on that one, but your thoughts on that at Backbenchers TV. Next up, do the MPs want to change the cannabis laws?